Hey guys, it's Paco Salaz from SoundFingers. I am very happy to be here with you today. I hope you are doing amazing. Today we're gonna be talking about another plugin, a new plugin that we haven't talked about in our previous videos. So I'm very excited to be talking about the BassTone plugin. I like this plugin very much because it's not only a bass emulator, it also has very cool features that makes it sound so unique, so you can implement this into your compositions and productions. So let's get into the computer and get right into it. Okay guys, so here we have our Logic Pro session loaded up with a couple of instruments and some samples, so we can try out our BassTone plugin that we have right here. This is the BassTone interface. We're gonna be looking around the different sections of the plugin in a moment, but first I wanna record something real quick so you can get an idea of how the plugin sounds by default, and then we're gonna be playing around with everything else so you can basically understand every section of the plugin. So I'm gonna be recording something real quick for so you can listen. Okay, so now you have an idea of how the plugin sounds by its own. So now we're gonna be looking into the different parameters that the BassTone has, so you can explore all the things you can do with it. So our plugin has basically actually five sections, which is the bass and the Sub Synth section. This is very cool because we have our bass guitar section and also our Sub Synth section that add those low sub frequencies that makes it sound more like a fat sound, you know. So this sub section is very useful, but we're gonna be starting talking about first about the bass electric guitar, the classic guitar. So here you can choose between all of these presets amps. You can see how the tone changes. I'm gonna play it right quick so you can hear the difference. This is the classic tone. We have a little more bright tone. So these are cool presets you can choose from, and you can start modifying, adding some gain, a little drive to make it sound more like heavy, like I don't know, kind of crispy. This is a little filter, a little EQ you can play around with, or you can give it a little more presence. It all depends on the bass amp you choose. That's your starting point, and then you can start playing around with the gain, the drive, and the EQ right here. Okay, so that was the electric guitar. Now let's go into the Sub Synth bass that we talked about earlier. I really like this feature because it allows us to get those low fat frequencies that I talked about that you don't usually find on an electric guitar. So those deep low end that we like, we can add in by using our sub segment. So very important, this is the main control segment, so you can actually decide if you want to balance between the bass guitar, bass electric guitar, or the Sub Synth bass. So yeah, now getting into the sub bass, we have this very low frequencies. I don't know if you can actually hear them. Yeah, so you can actually modify the number of oscillators that you want to add to the synth by moving this knob. We have until from 1 to 6 different oscillators you can decide. You can also change the wave of the synth. And you can also, by tweaking this little bar right here, modify the phase offset of the stacked oscillators, depending on the of the number of oscillators you have. We also have the boost of the sub frequency. It boosts the low frequencies below the cut value, below this cut. So if we modify the cut, it also boosts those frequencies. Remember, we can change the wave. So if we play a little bit higher, we get a very cool sound. Really like this feature. You can actually choose between getting the bass electric guitar and the sub as it is right now, or use two sub synths. So you get you go full synth with the bass. These are basically the same parameters as the other one. So yeah. Just gonna leave it as it is. Remember, you can balance between the sub and the electric bass. So if I bring down the bass, this is just the synth. If I bring down the sub, we get just the electric bass. But the cool thing is that you can combine them. I really love this feature. Another cool thing we have in our plugin is that we have this modulation system. It's very cool. I'm gonna go talk about it while we listen to the loop, so you can hear the difference. We have our bass amp envelope, we have our sub amp envelope, and the filter envelope, and also pitch envelope. And we'll talk a little bit about the LFO right here. But first, I want to talk about how you can actually link the different envelopes by clicking this little chain. Yeah. You can also modify the decay, and you can modify the sustain and the attack of the plugin by dragging this. So you can change the attack. Maybe for a more sustained note will work cool. This little loop I made is very with its staccato, so you can actually hear the difference now. So very cool. You can actually link the different envelopes. So yeah, you can link the different envelopes, as I said, and you can bring the sustain back, the decay, the attack. Bring it, make it a little bit slower. You can also modify the LFO filter by clicking here where it says the LFO. You can change the waveform of the modulation, the offset, basically where the starting point of the filter, and the rate that we're gonna be using. So you can play around with this and get a cool sound. Beside our modulation system, we also have a low pass filter that we can play around. We have this 4 different presets you can choose from, and also obviously change and modify them. So as I said, this is only a low pass filter, so you can play around with this. See what the preset works for you, or if you're looking for a more specific sound, you can also decide where the frequency cutoff wants you to. You can decide that frequency cutoff, the resonance, and also the amount of the envelope filter we're going to be using. And well, this is the amount of the filter basically we're gonna for the modulation. So very cool. Just remember, this is just a low pass filter, and we also have this little button for the pre and for the post. This is for when you decide the signal flow or the chain of the signal where you wanna put it. So the input is right here. We go straight from the bass, then to the sub. Modulation system. So first we have our bass, then we're gonna go into the modulation, and then we're gonna go to this filter, the low pass filter, and then we're gonna go to the effects that we're gonna talk about in a moment. But you can choose between putting the filter before or after the effects. So if you wanna put it before, just leave it as pre, or just click it until it says post, so you can affect the effects. So you can see these effects applied with the filter. So before going into the effects section, I want to talk about real quick about the multiband shaper or splitter that we have. Right here you can select where to place or where to split the different frequencies by dragging or moving these yellow lines. So you have 4 different sections to choose from. Very cool feature that has this multiband splitter is that you can actually drag it down or move it up. You see how it turns red? When the region turns red above the 50%, this means that it's saturating. So you can get another color, very cool. You can decide on, you can saturate the different areas. So we want to saturate up a little bit the high frequencies. You can add some on the red section, or you can hear the lows. So it's a very cool thing. You can actually split it wherever you want by moving this yellow line and decide which different sections of the spectrum you want to saturate. Something that I really like about this plugin is that you can actually link your mod wheel into one of the effects or filters, so you can play live and modifying the synth or the bass while you're playing. So you can link your mod wheel, right, that you have in your keyboard by dragging this yellow knob we have right here into one of the filters that you want to play around. So for example, I'm gonna link this into the pre-filter. So now that I moved my mod wheel, you can now very cool thing, and you can link them to everything you want. You can go for the number of oscillators or the low boost, frequency cut. You decide where you want to link it. Okay, so now we're gonna take a look at the effects section. We have 5 different effects you can choose from. You turn them on by clicking this, or bypass them by clicking again. These ones are actually in chain as well, so you can decide, for example, to add this saturator, and then if you feel that the gain is going way too high, you can bring it down. And in the chorus, as you can see, it's also down. So this chorus, it's this one for this one, and you get the idea. We have chorus. We also have a phaser. We have a Q filter and the dynamics. So as you can see, we have a lot of options we can play around with our plugin. We have the modulation, we have the filter. We can play around with our low pass filter, the frequencies cut with the sub bass, or change from the bass to have 2 sub synth basses as well. So The possibilities, to be honest, are infinite. So it's up to you to play around with these functionalities and combine them with other instruments that we've shown in our other videos. So yeah. So that was it for this video tutorial review for the BassTone. I really hope this information helps you. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and watch our previous videos of other plugins that we have to offer. Remember to visit our website so you can download our other plugins, try out the demos so you can play around and see all the possibilities you can do by combining everything we've been talking about in the previous videos, and also as well with the BassTone plugin. If you have any comments, you can type them down below, and that's it for this video. Thank you very much. Paco Salaz from SoundFingers. See you later.